For English class, we have to take Cornell Notes on the book To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Not even getting into the inherent problems with Cornell Notes in the beginning, Cornell Notes don't even work for a book. I mean, honestly, the way Cornell Notes work is that on the left-hand side of the paper, you write down the topic, and then on the right side of the paper, you write down stuff that pertains to the topic. Now, this might work well for a science textbook or something, because you can write, like, a main heading like nuclear fusion on the left, and then you can list the stuff about it on the right. It might work there, but for a book, you're just, if you're taking notes as you read, which is what we're supposed to do, when you have a book, you're just going to be going through it, and you're basically just going to be summarizing what happens. Then, writing down the topics, what are you supposed to write down? If you write down main topics, then all that you're going to end up putting on the right-hand side are simply the topics that you put on the left. Because if you write down a topic for a book, because a book goes along like this, and then this. And so if you write down this, and then this on the left-hand side, all you're going to end up with on the right-hand side is a duplication of what you just wrote down. Now, if you go and you actually try to write down, you try to do it how the teacher says, like, write down a character name on the left-hand side and then list traits and stuff, that's not going to work either, because that's getting back into the inherent problems with Cornell Notes, which I'm not going to even get into right now. But the main point of taking notes on a book is to help you understand the book. This isn't helping me understand the book. I don't think it's helping anyone understand the book. All it is extra busy work, extra hoops that they are making us jump through in order to get a grade. It accomplishes nothing. Because, as I said, you're not going to actually get anything more from the book than if you just read through it, because you're just summarizing what happened. If you need to understand it that much, then you can just go back and reread the book. Because you're just summarizing, you're not getting any extra insight. Like, okay, say the teacher gave a handout with questions. It could ask a question that might actually make you think about the book a little. A question like, why did character act like such and such? And then you'd have to have a response, like, because the character's this shows like this, and this about the character's personality. That might get some people to think a little deeper about the book. However, you don't have any questions. This is completely unguided. So all you're going to write down is the stuff that you already understood anyway, and writing it down isn't going to help you retain it that much better than if you just reread it a couple times or maybe repeated it back to yourself. Something which you wouldn't have to turn in, and you don't have to do if you don't need it. Now, the inherent problems with Cornell Notes is that, as I said, it will work well for a textbook because you have the predefined topics. However, when you don't have the predefined topics, like you do in a textbook, then you just end up with gaps. It gets split up. One example was, in American Experience, we were forced to take Cornell Notes on a movie that we were watching. While we were watching the movie, they talk about one topic for a bit, so I'd go like, okay, we're on that topic, and I would write it down on the left-hand side, like, right, okay, now we're going to talk about that. I'd list some stuff on the right-hand side, and then they would transition. It would be a very clear transition, and I would say, okay, now we're on a new topic. I would write down that topic on the left-hand side as well, and then I would write more stuff on the right-hand side. I wouldn't leave much space because it seemed like we were done with that first topic. Lo and behold, 10 minutes later, we were back on the first topic, and I had no space up there. I'd already filled up another page by then, so I was forced to take out another sheet of paper and rewrite the first topic on the left-hand side and number it 2. Now, with this way, especially if you have multiple sheets of paper, you're going to end up with your notes split across multiple sheets of paper, which doesn't even help what the Cornell Notes are supposed to help you with anyway. The point of Cornell Notes is that you'll be able to see your topic listed on the left-hand side and then find all your information next to it. However, if you're being fed a constant stream of information that switches from topic to topic and you're trying to take Cornell Notes on it, you're going to end up with your notes split up, which doesn't even help you anyway, because then you're going to have to look across multiple sheets of paper to try to find all the stuff on one topic, which you should have in one section anyway, because that's the point of the notes. Therefore, the note system itself is a completely pointless exercise in frustration, and it should not be used in schools anymore. There must be a better solution out there. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not like an education person I'm not the type of person who comes up with new techniques for taking notes. As far as I'm concerned, bullet points should work for everyone. That's what I do. I just write down bullet points like, this happened, this happened, this happened. The thing is, for this, they require you to add the extra topic on the left-hand side, which makes your notes not neat anymore. It's harder to find your information because, well, you think that it should all be in one spot. It's actually split up across multiple things, whereas if you just took bullet points, then you know that it's going to be split up, and you can actually follow through it in the order that it happened in the book. or presentation or movie or whatever. The end.